Now on KSNT News.
Chaos on the court tonight. The Sunflower Showdown quickly turns violent in the final seconds.
That's no way for mature men to act.
We'll hear from both coaches and take you live to where it all happened. Plus,
one share can become 1,000 shares, which can become 1,000,000 shares over just with a click of a button.
One local boy is on a mission, and he's calling on his sports idol to make it happen. The social media campaign with a cure in mind. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Brooke Lunnington.
And I'm Jace Mills. We knew it would be a spirited game, but tonight's KU and K-State rivalry quickly turned into an all-out brawl inside of Allen Fieldhouse. Take a look.
Yeah, just a scary scene there. Now, Riley Gates captured this video from underneath the basket where the fight broke out seconds after the very last play of the game. Sports Director Pete Francis was at the game tonight, and he joins us live from the Fieldhouse now. Pete, what were things like from your vantage point?
It was absolutely shocking, Brooke. This is something you never expect to happen, especially at the end of the game. It was just total carnage, and it could have been a whole lot worse. At one point, Silvio De Sousa grabbed a chair and had to be held back, and luckily he did, or things could have been much, much worse. But absolute chaos following the game, and the game didn't actually end with the fight. They had 1 second left. De Sousa got a technical foul, and then every single player on the bench was ejected. So they finished the game with the guys on the court, and they only were not ejected because they had to finish the game. Otherwise, they would not have finished the game. Total craziness, and Bill Self said after the game that it was very disappointing. There's going to be consequences, and it really overshadowed a huge game from Christian Brown. He had 20 points tonight, freshman career night, totally overshadowed by this fight. And we're going to find out tomorrow what happens. But for now, reporting live from Allen Fieldhouse, Pete Francis, KSNT Sports.
Yeah, certainly not the way anyone saw that game ending. Thank you, Pete. Now, sports reporter Celine Ingles is here with us now to help us kind of break this all down.
Yeah, and as Pete kind of mentioned, we heard from both coaches, Bruce Weber and Bill Self, tonight. Obviously, neither one really happy with how this all turned out.
No, obviously that's embarrassing. It was just an awful scene for both programs. I don't think that either one imagined the night was going to end like this. But let's take a look at some of the highlights, if you can call them that, from the end of this very game. An unfortunate scene. Every player ejected, as Pete mentioned. They all left the bench. That's the consequence to deal with that. And these are just the beginning of the consequences. We'll have to wait and see what the implications are from both sides. As Pete mentioned as well, Silvio De Sousa lifting that chair. That is kind of the image that's being shared continuously across social media. And that one almost could have had legal implications had it gone any further. Obviously, it stopped there, but the fighting just continued and continued. To be suspended, that's not even out of the question. This is the play that kind of started us all. You have a block there, and then you have a stare down right after, and from there, things just escalate very, very quickly. You could give some credit to Deshaun Gordon there, the K-State player, who did keep his cool, but just about anyone else on the floor at that time lost it. And so now this is just an image that you're going to see again and again associated with both KU and K-State basketball. And as I said, both coaches agreeing that this was an embarrassing moment, and you'll hear from both of them later on in sports once again.
Without knowing exactly everything that went down, it was obvious to me that we played a role in what transpired, and there will be penalties for that.
You win with class, you lose with class. Disappointing that anything had to happen at the end, and that's all I can say.
And as Pete mentioned, there were some highlight nights. Christian Brown, a great night on the court, something that you'd love to celebrate if you're a KU fan. But this is the only thing that anyone will really take away from this game.
Yeah, of course, as fans too. Yeah, not a sight you want to see at the end of that game. Not a good one.
And definitely both teams kind of at fault here.
100%.
Sully, thank you. Just a few moments ago, KU's athletic director Jeff Long releasing a statement about what comes next. We've got that posted for you at ksnt.com.
Well, turning our attention to the winter weather moving into the area through central Kansas right now, areas of rain and snow, but as it continues to slide to the east into some colder air, gradually more and more of that will start to mix with, if not change over to snow, as temperatures in areas of Washington and Marshall County are already down into the lower 30s. You can see a large area of precipitation through the central part of the state is predominantly rain right now. Of course, it was warmer over that side of the state as well. Temperatures are at or below freezing farther to the east. 32 at all airports around the Topeka area, 31 at Lawrence, 32 at Silver Lake, Holton and Hiawatha at 31. It's 31 at Blue Rapids, and then you get into the mid-30s, and that's why there's still that mixture of rain and snow. But by 2 or 3 in the morning, as it spreads eastward, should become all snow. It will snow for several hours tonight into the morning. Should be snowing all areas for the morning commute. Later in the morning, some drier air starts to move in, and the snow starts to taper off a little bit, and a gradual mixing with or changing back over to rain as temperatures start to rebound a little bit. But by that point, we should have accumulation of snow, looking at about 1 to 3 inches tonight into the first few hours tomorrow. So it may not be that much entirely by the time you wake up and head out the door, but it'll still be falling during that time period. The big question is how much of it will end up sticking to the roads, with road temperatures also teetering right around 32 degrees. We do expect some of it to accumulate during the night. We'll see how much of improvement the daylight will bring us tomorrow, but certainly a wintry start to the day tomorrow. How many more rounds of rain-snow mix are still out ahead of us after tonight's chance? That's still to come.
And tonight, the city of Topeka is already getting ready for this incoming winter weather. There are 3 night employees coming in right about now, and they'll monitor bridges around the city. Then there will be 2 additional crew members coming in to help keep the roads clear and safe for the morning rush hour. And we want to help make sure that you are as prepared as possible with that incoming snow. You can stay up to date even when we're off the air by downloading our news and weather apps. You can take out your phone right now and do that. We've got links to both of those on KSNT.com. There you can also keep an eye on any closings or delays. Tonight, everyone in Chiefs Kingdom is wishing for a Super Bowl win. But one Emporia boy is also wishing for something else from the team.
KSNT News reporter Hannah Brandt joins us live to tell us about his special request. Hannah.
Yeah, Brooke, Jace, I want to introduce you to Landon Doty. He's 13 years old and a football player. And like a lot of football players his age, Patrick Mahomes is his idol. But sometimes for Landon, playing football can be hard because he has cystic fibrosis. It's a disease he's been battling all of his life, and now he wants his idol, Patrick Mahomes, to help him and other kids with that fight.
Sunday's win was a huge moment for all of Chiefs Kingdom. And for Landon Doty, an unforgettable birthday gift.
Probably one of the best birthday presents I've ever got.
Landon can't remember a time when he didn't love the Chiefs. His favorite player is the one and only Patrick Mahomes.
He motivates his team to be the best of themselves and everybody else around him.
Like Landon, who also plays football. But Landon has cystic fibrosis, a disease that makes mucus build up in his lungs.
I like to run fast and work hard, and so I get very out of breath very easily, and so sometimes I have to take breaks, which is not my favorite.
For 13 years, his family and community have organized Laps for Landon to fundraise for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and fight for a cure.
I didn't know about it until I had to learn about it because my son had the disease, and so just raising awareness is so huge, and every dollar generated is $1 that can go towards research and fund clinical trials and fund new medications and treatments for people, and that's what the whole goal is here, is just increasing the quality of life for people living with cystic fibrosis.
Now they want Patrick Mahomes to help them do that by coming to this year's Laps for Landon.
I think Patrick Mahomes should come to Laps for Landon because not only would it raise awareness in Emporia, but it would raise it around the world because he's a very famous person.
They posted that wish on Facebook, and it already has hundreds of shares.
One share can become 1,000 shares, which can become 1,000,000 shares over the, just with a click of a button. So why not give it a try?
But no matter what,
he should bring his whole team.
Landon will keep fighting and keep cheering on his Chiefs.
Even if he doesn't come, I'd be very thankful to know that he is a good part of our team and can bring us all the way.
Do you think they're going to win the Super Bowl?
I think they are going to win the Super Bowl without a doubt.
Now, this is where Landon needs your help. We posted this story on KSNT and on Facebook and Twitter, and the goal, of course, is to get Patrick Mahomes to see it. So if you can help out by sharing or commenting or tagging him, maybe we can get him to come to Laps for Landon. Live from the studio, Hannah Brandt, KSNT News.
All right, thank you, Hannah. That would be pretty dang awesome if we could get Mahomes to Laps for Landon.
Yeah, and even if he can't come, well, maybe the rest of us can support him.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, another young Chiefs fan wants to change the day of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 16-year-old Frankie Ruger from New York has a legitimate reason. He says, who wants to get up on Monday morning after such a late night watching the big game? Frankie says Saturday actually would be better so people can sleep in on Sunday, and he started a Change.org petition to get others behind his idea, starting with the 2021 Super Bowl.
For like Super Bowl to be on Saturday because of schools are not open on the next day, to school in the next morning, or work. Might as well put it Saturday.
I mean, the logic is solid if you give them that credit. Similar efforts have been tried in the past unsuccessfully, largely because the NFL believes TV ratings and that revenue, we know that's important, will be stronger by keeping the game on Sundays. And remember, we are your home for everything Chiefs through the Super Bowl. You can watch the game over on our sister station, Fox 43 KTMJ. Mark this down, kickoff will be at 5:30 Sunday, February 2nd, and our team coverage is starting right now, of course, at KSNT.com. We've got a full page of Chiefs Kingdom stories to get you pumped up for the big game. Just click the Super Bowl banner at the top of our homepage.
A new at 10 tonight, firefighters say an electrical issue may have caused a house fire in Topeka. The fire started around 2 this afternoon at a home on Southwest Garfield. When crews got there, they saw smoke coming from the home. Firefighters say everyone inside at the time of the fire actually got out safely. Now, investigators didn't find any working smoke detectors inside the home. And we have an update to a story we brought you earlier tonight. Kansas Highway Patrol troopers say 76-year-old Susan Lenore drove off of the side of the Highway 75 in Topeka this afternoon. We just learned her name about an hour ago. Troopers say it happened near Soldier Creek. Lenore's car flipped and went into the water. She died in the crash. No one else was in the car with her when this happened. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused her to drive off the road.
Day one of President Trump's impeachment trial is wrapping up, and House managers made their opening case while the president's legal team offered up a defense. New at 10, KSNT Washington correspondent Anna Warnicki breaks down the hours of debate.
The Senate will convene as a court of impeachment.
Every single seat in the Senate chamber was filled as Chief Justice John Roberts swore in the last senator, Oklahoma Republican Jim Inhofe.
So help you God? I do.
But before the House managers, including Texas Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia and the president's legal team, delivered their opening arguments, the two sides debated how the trial would play out. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell unveiled a resolution laying out the ground rules for the trial.
The Senate will hear an opening presentation from the House managers. Second, we will hear from the President's counsel.
McConnell's plan started by asking the two sides to each spend 24 hours presenting their arguments over 2 days. But after strong criticism, McConnell says that time can be spread over 3 days.
This is the fair roadmap for our trial.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the plan would result to a rushed trial in the dark of night
and makes getting evidence as hard as possible.
Schumer offered several amendments that would subpoena 4 administration witnesses and relevant documents from the White House.
The Senate will decide those questions later in the trial.
McConnell says he plans to table any amendment Schumer proposes and says senators should plan to stay in session until the trial rules are agreed to by at least 51 senators. In Washington, D.C., Anna Warnicki, KSNT News.
And we've got a full team of reporters in our Washington Bureau working to cover that all the way through. A local man is helping to prevent veteran suicide with the power of social media.
He tells us how a single Facebook page is helping to crack down on a bigger issue. We'll be right back.